Mom always said never let a stranger in the house, but Shawn Arthur apparently summoned one with a dating app.
These apps, these dating apps, these hookup apps, and it goes terribly wrong.
I mean, they're luring people in off of these dating apps. It's got to stop.
Shawn, who a coworker says frequented various meetup sites, allowed a stranger, a prostitute who calls herself Desiree, into his apartment. It would be the last night of his life. According to the coroner, Shawn died from alcohol poisoning. Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies said there were no visible signs of trauma. No foul play was apparent, and after an exhaustive investigation, closed the case.
Did you buy that?
No, because Shawn, like I said, Shawn was not a heavy drinker at all.
So Shawn's father, Bob, a retired insurance investigator, mounted his own investigation and recruited a team of detectives to go over the official sheriff's reports.
They also looked at the last phone calls that were made from Shawn's phone, and those came back to a lady named Jasmine, which they come to find out was actually an alias used by Dominique.
Dominique Berry, aka Jasmine, aka Desiree. Yes, Desiree. She has many other aliases as well. New Orleans cops say she is a known prostitute with a long rap sheet.
I mean, just right there. Very suspicious.
Oh yeah, highly suspicious, highly. Police knew of all her prior arrests. She had been arrested before for robbing people, committing petty thefts.
Huffington Post crime reporter David Lohr investigated the case. He says Shawn's death unwittingly revealed what could be an alleged cross-country crime spree targeting men on dating apps, like the claims from this man in Sacramento, California.
I was hurting for real, almost died.
We're calling him Hugh. He wants his identity kept secret. He claims he arranged for Dominique in her guise as Nurse Desiree to be a companion for his girlfriend.
She was posing as a traveling nurse. So I said, hey, come on over, meet her. She's in medical field, maybe you guys get along. Maybe it'll tune her up and make our relationship better.
Hugh says Dominique arrived an hour before his girlfriend got home. He doesn't remember much after that.
I think my second beer, she had already put something in it. And I don't know what, because I have no clue what happened after my second beer.
Hugh says his girlfriend found him unconscious on the floor. He recalls waking up in the hospital the next day.
They wanted to keep me in the hospital longer because they said, you know, you have been clinically dead for a minute and we want to look at your, brain.
He claims after that alleged encounter, his wallet is a little lighter. He filed a police report claiming Dominique stole his credit cards.
She's brutal. She's a bad person. No remorse neither. Left me to die.
Sacramento cops put out an arrest warrant for Desiree, aka Dominique Berry.
Where is she now?
She is currently sitting in jail in Georgia.
For what?
She's facing charges of identity fraud, and then there's also a possession with intent to distribute marijuana.
Dominique and her alleged pimp, Randy Schneck, are accused of scamming a 53-year-old man from outside Atlanta who contacted her on a meetup site. They both pleaded not guilty and deny all charges.
According to her, he started getting her involved in prostitution and hooking her up with escort services in New Orleans, and that she would basically make money for him. She was his bank.
Private investigator Jane Holmes and her team went to the Cobb County Jail and spoke extensively with Dominique.
It was basically an online dating scam. They would attract people online who were looking for companionship or erotica or a date, and she opened up. She told me how they would lure their victims.
Dominique describes in detail what she does when she meets a potential victim.
My job is to hang out with them, get them drunk. We drink half a bottle of beer. That's when you put the pill in because it won't fizz over. Then I'll do like a chug game or something like that. Once they start to get sleepy, I will let them know. I'll text DP.
Dominique says DP means drop pill, the message to Schneck that it was safe to enter the house.
What was the biggest amount of cash you ever found on a mark?
$13,000 cash.
But in Shawn's case, Dominique claims she barely remembers him.
So I held up a picture of Shawn Arthur, and I said, "Do you recognize this man?" And she just looked through the glass at me and shook her head. Then I showed her some crime scene photos of him deceased in his apartment. And I said, "This is Shawn Arthur." And she pulled back and she went, "What's that got to do with me?" I said, "Well, he died last February. Your fingerprints are in his apartment." And she goes, "What does that have to do with me?"
Do you remember how you met him?
It had to be on a dating site.
Do you remember talking to Shawn at all, or?
I remember, I know I talked to him because I had to call them. I had to hear their voices before I would go to their house.
But one thing Dominique remembers clearly.
She said, "I didn't know he died." I said, "He did."
Dominique says Shawn was definitely still alive when she left the apartment.
He was not deceased when I left. He was snoring very loudly when I left.
And about that man in Sacramento who claims Dominique drugged and robbed him as her alias Desiree, she says it wasn't her.
There's no way I would have, because one thing I don't do is, like, if it's more than one person going to be there, I don't do that.
Neither Dominique nor Randy have been charged with anything in connection with Shawn's death. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office has never named them suspects or persons of interest, as there is no evidence they took the missing items, his wallet, a ring, and a truck.
If there was anything you could say to Shawn's parents, is there anything you would say to them?
Tell them that I apologize and I'm going to make sure they get justice for their son no matter what I have to do.
As a result of Bob Arthur's independent investigation, the Jefferson Parish coroner has changed the cause of death from an accident to undetermined.
And so they held what they call a consensus conference where, the different medical examiners get together. They reviewed everything that we had uncovered along with the original autopsy and everything. And they decided to come back with undetermined.
But Bob and Linda are determined to get to the bottom of what happened to their son.
What's your message to, if you have one, to Dominique Berry and Randy Schneck?
I want to see justice served, and that leave it up to a judge and a jury to decide what the outcome is.
The Arthurs tell us while there has been no official announcement, the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office has reopened Shawn's case. We asked them for an interview, but we were told they could not comment on, quote, an open investigation. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.